Which of the following constitutional amendment is referred to as the mini constitution? 42nd constitutional amendment 1976 is known as the mini constitution of India. maximum change ହେଇଥିଲା ଯେମିତି କ'ଣ ଆଡ଼ ହେଇଥିଲା ସୋସିଆଲିଷ୍ଟ ସେକୁଲାର ଇଣ୍ଟିଗ୍ରିଟି ସବୁ ଆଡ଼ ହେଇଥିଲା। ନେକ୍ସଟ, who are the first women governor of a state in free India? Free India first women governor କିଏ ଥିଲେ? Mrs. Sarojini Naidu was the first woman governor of the state in free India. The power to alter the number of judges in Supreme Court is vested in which of the following? The power to alter the number of judges, जो jury अचंदी जैसे कितने जज रहे Supreme Court रे vested in which of the following? President of India, parliamentary law, Supreme Court by notification, the central government. कोटा भी रहेगा। I think the parliament will be the power to alter the number of judges in the Supreme Court is vested in which of the following? The parliament by law. The parliament is empowered by the constitution to enact a law to change the number of judges in the Supreme Court. Next, the preamble to the Constitution of India is based on which of the following? The recommendation of Simon Commission, the Government of India Act 1935, the objective resolution drafted by the Jawaharlal Nehru, the resolution of the first round of conference. The preamble to the Indian Constitution is based on Jawaharlal Nehru जो एम्स एंड ऑब्जेक्टिव रिजोल्यूशन पास करथिले सेइतरो ही होइतला। और preamble पे सोर्स हिंतला सीटा तो एम एंड ऑब्जेक्टिव रिजोल्यूशन पास बाय जवाहरलाल नेहरू। The preamble is a summary of the objective. तो preamble को पॉलिटिकल हॉरोस्कोप भी कहा जाए। कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन जोड़ी किसी एमितिया सिचुएशन आसे जोटा कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में बहुत मेंशन नथिबो तो हम जो preamble ही निष्कर्ष बाहर करबे पड़ो। The preamble is the summary of the objective resolution which was presented by Jawaharlal Nehru in the Constituent Assembly. Next, for the minimum age required to contest for the post of President of India in New York, 25, 30, 35, 40. The minimum year President in India, post of President required 25, 35, 25 below C, 35 Article 58 of the Indian Constitution stipulated that a person must have completed the age of 35 years to be eligible for election as a president. Next, the following is not a fundamental right in the Constitution of India. Fundamental right, not a fundamental right. Right to freedom of religion, 28. Article 28 right to freedom, right to equality 14, right to property जोटा थिला ताको पढ़ाई। Right to property was removed from the list of fundamental rights by 44th Amendment Act 1978. The procedure for amendment of the Constitution has been adapted from the Constitution of which country? Procedure for the amendment of the Constitution. Constitutional amendment procedure टा China, Ireland, South Africa, UK. China, Ireland जो देखियो DPSP नहीं, South Africa, UK. The procedure for the amendment of the Constitution has been amended. The procedure for the amendment of the Constitution has been adapted from the Constitution of which country? The procedure for the amendment of the Constitution is key feature borrowed from South Africa. The procedure for the amendment of the Constitution has been adapted from the Constitution of South Africa. procedure to amendment. Who administer the oath of office of the President of India? କିଏ କରନ୍ତି? Who administer the oath of office to the President of India? President of India oath ବେଳେ କିଏ ତାଙ୍କୁ oath ଦିଅନ୍ତି? ଦର୍ଶନ କିଏ ହେବ? Chief Justice of India. According to Article 60 of the Indian Constitution, the oath of the office to the President is by the Chief Justice of India. The Parliament of India consisting of which of the following? Parliament, the President, the House of People and Council of State, the President, Vice President, House of the People and Council of State, the Vice President, House of the People and Council of State, House of the People and Council of State, Parliament, President, House of the People and Council of State. President will vote. What is the minimum gap permission between two sessions of the Parliament? 6 months. Article 85A of the Clause 1 of the Constitution mandate that there shall not be a gap of more than 6 months between two sessions of the Parliament. Next we will continue. Which of the following article of the Indian Constitution deals with the right to life and personal liberty? Article 21. Article 21 deals with the right to liberty with right to life with personal liberty. Which part of the Indian Constitution? DPSP. Part 3 Fundamental Right, Part 4 DPSP. Part I of the Constitution deals with the DPSP, which are non-justiciable guidance for the state. The concept of judicial review in India is adopted from the Constitution of which country? Judicial review. Judicial review. अच्छा. USA, Canada, Australia, UK. USA ରୁ ହିଁ ଅଣାଯାଇଥିଲା ଆମର କୋଉଟା ଆଡପ୍ଟ କରାଯାଇଥିଲା ଜୁଡିସିଆଲ ରିଭ୍ୟୁ. The concept of judicial review which allow the judiciary to invalidate law and actions that violate the constitution in key features borrowed from the US constitution. The last basic structure of doctrine को violate करଥିଲେ तो कौन करेगा judicial review द्वारा तो कोई करेगा. तो next thing, what the ex officio chairman of the Rajya Sabha? Ex officio, Prime Minister, Vice President, President, Speaker of Lok Sabha. Ex officio chairman of Rajya Sabha, ex officio chairman, Speaker of Lok Sabha, na President, na Vice President, na Prime Minister. Vice President, the Vice President of India is by virtue of holding that office. Ex officio chairman of Rajya Sabha, Vice President. Easy question. The power of the parliament to form a new state or alter the boundary of existing state is given in which article? अच्छा आर्टिकल 8 लगाऊँ. India is a union of state. Article 2 and Article 3. The power 3-4 ठीक अच्छी. The power of the parliament to form an existing state is given in which article? Boundary alter करियो 3 या 4 भीतर कोड़ा. The article the internal change to the boundary of the state within the. अच्छा Article 3 empowers the Parliament to form a new state, increase or decrease the area of any state, and alter the boundary of the name and existing state. Okay. The fundamental duty were added to the Constitution. The recommendation of which committee? Fundamental duty. अच्छा सुरवंश सिंह कमिटी द रिकमेंडेशन फंडामेंटल ड्यूटी कवर कराइला ହେଲା fundamental duty are added to the constitution based on the recommendation of the Suran Singh committee during this period. Which of the following is an example of non-justiciable right? Non-justiciable right to constitutional remedies. Article 32, right to adequate means of livelihood, right to education. Article 21, right to freedom of speech. Article 19. The following is an example of a non-justiciable right. Right to adequate means of livelihood. Constitutional, which of the following is an example of non-justiciable right in Indian Constitution? Non-justiciable DPSP report আছে right to freedom of speech fundamental right, right to constitutional remedies 32 fundamental right, right to education DPSP ଥିଲା article 21 under right to adequate meal and livelihood, right to live with personal liberty, right to, this is the DPSP state policy under article 1 which not enforced by court of law 21 A ରେ ଅଛି ଠିକ ଅଛି। The concept of single citizenship in India is adopted the constitution of which country? Single citizenship USA ତ single citizenship ନାହିଁ, France, Australia, UK। The UK constitution provides for a single citizen, which means a person is a citizen of the entire country, province or state. Which of the following article of the constitution deal with the president's power to grant pardon? Pardon the president power को article president से related 143 presidential preference 76 123 72 53 ମନେ ନାହିଁ प्रेसिडेंट ମାନେ 76 72 article 72 the Indian Constitution provides the president with the power to grant pardon, reprieve, respite and remission of punishment. Article 72. The Panchayat system was first introduced in which state? Gujarat na Rajasthan? Panchayat Raj Rajasthan. The first Panchayat Raj system was inaugurated in Nagaur district of Rajasthan in 1959. The system of writ jurisdiction, habeas corpus mandamus, is included in which article? Article 32. Constitutional remedies, Supreme Court, enforcement of fundamental rights. The concept of public interest litigation PIL originated in which country? PIL को country originate ହେଇଛି? UK, India, USA, Australia. Public interest litigation. PIL which allow a public spirited citizen PIL ଯେକୌଣସି ଯେ କେହି ବି କେସ୍ କରିପାରିବ ଗୋଟେ ପବ୍ଲିକ୍ ଇଣ୍ଟରେଷ୍ଟ ଯେ ଥିବ। Third and 74 Constitutional Amendment Act are related to which of the following: fundamental right and fundamental duties, Panchayat Raj, municipality, president, vice president, election, central state financial. The choose three Constitutional Amendment Act. The Constitutional Amendment Act. The Constitutional Amendment Act decentralization of related thela decentralization center state relation Panchayat Raj decentralization Panchayat Raj process of decentralization the 73rd Constitutional Amendment provide constitution Panchayat Raj institution and 74 municipality 73 and 74 Constitutional Amendment Panchayat Raj municipality center question. Right to be forgotten is a component of which fundamental right to information, right to freedom of speech, right to constitutional remedy, right to privacy. Right to privacy of part is right to forgotten. Right to forgotten is a phase of the right to privacy which the Supreme Court has held to be the fundamental right and article right to forgotten. Which the following is responsible for conducting election for local bodies: State Election Commissioner, State Election Commissioner, the principle of collective responsibility is a feature of which system of government? Collective responsibility. Parliamentary system. No confidence motion total सरकार उड़ी जो parliamentary system. Which article of the Constitution provide for the establishment of office of President of office में को article responsible? I think 52. The Article 52 of the Indian Constitution states that there shall be a President of India. Article 52 of the Indian Constitution states that there shall be Article 52. The term of the member of Rajya Sabha is how many? Rajya Sabha के रिजल्व है ना member 2/3 member retired 20 2/3 member. Rajya Sabha is permanent body and its member do not have a fixed term. The term of the member Rajya Sabha is how many years? 6-5 Rajya Sabha member. Six years. The member of Rajya Sabha is elected for a term of 6 years. 1/3 of the member retired every 2 years. 1/3 2 years. The concept of a welfare state, DPSP, or Indian Constitution is in which of the following? DPSP, welfare state. Is the following until 70 Constitution abolition of title. Freedom. So, equal opportunity in employment. The President of India can be removed from the office. The process of impeachment. The charge of impeachment can be the Supreme Court of India, the both House of Parliament, could pass President impeachment is majority in both the houses of the Parliament. To pass over is a quasi-judicial process. The motion of either of the Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha could be pass over. Which of the following is not a feature of the Indian Constitution? Single citizenship, feature judicial review, dual citizenship. The President rule under Article 356. President rule can be imposed on the state for a maximum IPO, which President rule. President rule under Article 356 can be imposed for a maximum period. 1 year. The president's rule can be extended beyond 1 year only under certain conditions with a maximum period of 3 years. अच्छा 1 year ହେଇଦେବ extend ହେଇକି 3 year ଯାଇପାରିବ ତାଠୁ maximum ହେଇପାରିବନି. The term secular 42nd constitutional amendment act 1976 add ହେଇଥିଲା. Which of the following bodies is responsible for the delimitation of constitutional area? Delimitation, Election Commission of India, President of India, Parliament. The ECI under Delimitation Commission. Delimitation Commission. Delimitation Commission is a quasi-judicial body. Delimitation Commission is a quasi-judicial body specified constitution by the Government of India for the purpose of redrawing Lok Sabha State Assembly constituencies. Which article of the Constitution provides for the establishment of office of the CAG? Control CAG by office नहीं. Which of the article Constitution? CAG office article. Article 148 provide an independent office of the CAG. Article 48 ठीक है. Auditor General of India, who is the head of the India Audit Department, ठीक है. A money bill can be introduced. Money bill नहीं तो sorry हम वही चीज़ बोल रहे हैं. Money bill introduce हो लोग सब बारे. Article 10 money bill. Sorry 10. Money bill can only be introduced in the Lok Sabha on the recommendation of the President. The governor of the state is appointed by whom? Governor of the state की करेगा? President करेगा okay. The governor of the state is appointed by the President of India and hold office during the pressure of the President. Which schedule of the Indian Constitution contains provision regarding the anti-defection law? 10th schedule anti-defection. The 10th schedule added by the 42nd Constitutional Amendment and the content provision for the disqualification of member anti-defection laws of the 10th schedule. The right to education was made a fundamental right by which Constitutional Amendment Act? I think 86 and 61. 86 Constitutional Amendment Act. The 86 Constitutional Amendment Act Article 21A making 14 में free and compulsory education. 14 वर्ष. What is the minimum strength, maximum strength of the Lok Sabha specified in the Constitution? Foreign maximum strength of the local processing over as per 84th Constitutional Amendment Act, which grows the number of seats on the election. The President of India can declare a national emergency under which circumstances: war, external aggression, financial stability, war, external, internal disturbance. Armed rebellion होता ना, internal disturbance को convert करके war, external aggression, war, war, external aggression, armed rebellion. The President can declare a national emergency under Article 300 war, external aggression, armed rebellion. Which of the following article of the Constitution provide for the financial emergency? Bauno, Chono, Chopono, financial emergency. Sakti. Bauno. Article 300 provide a proclamation of the financial emergency in India. Article 56 provide president rule. अच्छा. 56 president rule. Sakti वाला provide the financial emergency. Article 330 360. ठीक है. The age of the judge of the Supreme Court is determined by which body? Supreme Court judge la Supreme collegium system का है Parliament use करेगा. Age of the judge of the Supreme Court is determined by such authority and in such manner Parliament may by law provide. The age of the judge of the Supreme Court is determined by such authority and in such manner as Parliament may by law provide. Okay. Which of the following is the guardian of the Constitution? Supreme Court is the guardian of the Supreme Court through the power of judicial review act as the guardian of internal Constitution. Which part of the Constitution is also known as Magna Carta? Part 3 Fundamental Right to Magna Carta was Part of Indian Constitution. Part 3 Fundamental Right which are considered as the Magna Carta of India due to their binding nature and importance for the individual. The power of the President to issue an ordinance is a ordinance issue करेगा. Judicial power, executive power, legislative power. Ordinance issue करेगा. तो I think judicial emergency power allow President to make law on urgent basis. Ordinance legislative power. The power to issue an ordinance is a legislative power of the President exercised when Parliament is not in session. The rule of law, evidence rule of law. Lex res. Law is the supremacy and predominance of legal spirit. Is it the rule of law? It's a concept borrowed from the which country? Rule of law. Equality before law, equal protection of law. UK evidence. Judicial level of the rule of law is a key. The rule of law is key feature for the British Constitution, which emphasizes that no one is above law. Okay. Rule of law evidence UK. The following quasi-federal feature of Indian Constitution. Quasi-federal, single citizenship, supremacy of Constitution, written Constitution, independent judiciary. I think D. Quasi-judicial. Single citizen is a non-federal feature that centralizes power, making Indian system a quasi-judicial system. The chairman of the drafting committee of the Indian Constitution was the drafting committee Ambedkar. Which article of the Indian Constitution deals with the creation of the office of the Vice President? Vice President. Vice President. Article 52 the office of the president. Article 23 president vice president, office of the vice president. Article 23 state that there shall be vice president. Article 52 there shall be president. Sovereign term in the preamble implying each of the following. Sovereign means the head of the state is an elected person. So India has a democratic system. Then the India is internally supreme or the externally free. That India is a member of the Commonwealth nation. Commonwealth nation is also sovereign. That the India is internally supreme and externally free. The following fundamental right is available only to a citizen. Only to the citizen. 19, 32, 21, 25 only to the citizen. 17, 18, Article 15, 16, 18, 2, 19, 29, 30. These are only for citizens. These fundamental rights are only for citizens. 15, 16, 18, 17, 15, 16, 18, सब +2 19 29 30 15 16 18 19 29 30 तो 19 ହେଲା। Attorney General of India is appointed by whom? Attorney General, Chief Justice of India, President of India, Prime Minister or Law Minister? President. Attorney General is the highest law officer of the country and it is appointed by the President. Which of the following is not a constitutional body? What constitutional body no? Commission of NCW, National PSC, Election Commission, Finance Commission. But constitutional body no. Constitutional body, non-constitutional body. National Commission for SC/ST, तो it is the following not the AMIN Commission, Election Commission, Finance Commission. National Commission, the National Commission for Women is a statutory body created by Act of Parliament. UPSC is Election Commission. Finance Commission is a constitutional body established by Article 2. Constitutional bodies of पूरा Election Commission constitutional body आर्टिकल 324 पार्ट 15 यूपीएससी पार्ट 14 constitutional body state pieces constitutional body GST council constitutional body finance commission constitutional body NCSC NCST constitutional body national commission for scheduled caste national commission for scheduled tribe constitutional NCBC backward national commission for backward class एटा भी constitutional body CAG constitutional body NCBC constitutional body non constitutional body लोकपाल लोकायुक्त नीति आयोग HSRC CBI NIA NDMA नॉन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल बॉडी तो एटा which of the following statement table fundamental duty are impossible part of original constitution they are non-justiciable they are from the Canadian constitution borrowed from Canadian constitution T they are enforceable by court are enforceable by original constitutional part and they are non-justiciable in nature relative the president rule is state president rule the following is not a condition for acquisition of Indian citizenship brand birth descent acquisition of territory naturalization descent birthday registration naturalization acquisition of the following is condition all of the above conditions there is no such method citizen acquisition or acquisition of territory citizenship by acquisition the right to privacy article 21 which committee recommend the three panchayat raj system in India panchayat raj system three committee committee recommend the establishment of three panchayat system in India The following is not a feature of the federal system. Federal government single government for the entire country. It is not constitution independent. Is not a feature of federal system. Indian Constitution has borrowed the concept of constitution concurrently used in Australia. The following used to rule a court or tribunal to prevent it from exceeding the indication prohibition. The President's power to grant pardon is a part of all the following. Legislative power and executive power. The following is responsible for preparing for electoral and local national and state election. Which of the following is responsible for electoral role? The concept of equal protection of law. Article 14. Equal protection law. Equal. The President of India nominated how many members to the Rajya Sabha? The first constitutional amendment act to Constitution of India was passed in which year? First constitutional amendment act. Count on the first constitutional amendment was passed in the count part of the issue related to land reform, freedom of speech and violation of certain laws. The following is not a condition for the enforcement of financial emergency. Trade to the field of India, situation of internal distress. The financial situation of India a grave threat to the path of territory of India. Situation of internal distress. Internal distress is the national emergency. The concept of equal pay for equal work. The part of which is right. EPS pay. The fair trade in the Indian Constitution. The power of the Supreme Court to issue writ is covered under which article of the article of this? The President of India can be removed from office by President of violating Constitution known as impeachment. The term of Chief Election Commission 5 years 6 years. 6 years I think.